And then, sadly, a couple of the team, in fact, at this World Championships have had to withdraw because of COVID. So they have had their difficulties. So a good result for them. We're going to go back up to the 1,000-meter start, to another non-Olympic event, but a competitive one nonetheless. The K-1 women 1,000 meters. We'll line them up for you here. We may well see an Australian medal if we don't see a win, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Irene Burgo from Italy goes in lane 1. Pernille Knudsen, bronze medalist from the World Championships last year on her home water. She's in lane 2. Estefania Fernandez from Spain, there she is, goes in lane 3. Alyssa Bull, she's been in good form, winning the World Cup in Czech Republic earlier this season. She goes in lane 4. Esther Rendesi, 7th in the 500 meters, K1 500 meters. Esther Rendesi, the Hungarian, goes in 5. Anna Maria Govacinovic, now she was really impressive in the K1 500 meters, taking the silver medal behind Lisa Carrington, so watch for her, the Croatian, in lane 6. Justina Izrika, another one of the Polish paddlers who are doing so well at the moment. There she is in that distinctive boat. She goes in lane 7. Aniška Paludova, just outside the medals at the World Championships. We'll see her, another distinctive boat there, the Czech paddler. She goes in lane 8. And then finishing up the lineup, Julia Hegert, the German. We'll see her in lane 9.
This will be an interesting race. It's actually really good to see what 3 of the girls here, Alyssa Bull, Esther Rendesi, Anna Maria Govorin. Sorry, I can't quite pronounce the name of the Croatian.
Govacinovic is quite a tricky one.
Yeah. Both in the K1 500 final. It's good to see these girls coming in and taking on the K1000, making it a competitive event. So it'll be really interesting to see. We know where Alyssa Bull stands with her K1000 winning the World Cups, but to see the Croatian and Hungarian take it to Bully, I know Bully's determined to take on and make this K1000 her event within the women's area. But obviously Anna Maria coming in with a silver medal in the K1 500 has good form, so she'll be quite confident in what she can do here. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
It will, and with all respect to Alyssa Bull's competitors in the World Cups, you know, this is possibly another step up, isn't it? Particularly as you say that we have athletes that were competing and doing very well in the 500 meters.
Absolutely. Traditionally, a lot of the girls haven't really, from K1 500, 200, haven't really taken the 1,000 seriously. So to see some girls who are in the K1 500 moving to this 1,000 arena, this will give Bully some much-needed competition.
It will indeed. Let's see how she responds to this. You could see the flag flapping around 4.4 meters per second, the wind, and lovely conditions today, temperature-wise, 24, 25 degrees out there. A little bit wavy. For the final of the women's K1 1,000 meters. Watch those boats in lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. And already the green and gold from Australia away to a good start.
Yeah, very clean start. She was ready for that. Obviously being a clubby, surf life saving, she's ready for some bumpy water, and that start did catch out the Hungarian. She was just trying to move around with the bumpy water, and just the start gate dropped on her. Wasn't quite ready, but Bully took advantage of that and got a nice little lead over her.
Yeah, she did indeed, and you could tell from what you were saying, she wants to take this race by the scruff of the neck. Certainly judging by the first 200 meters, she's looking to do that, although Pernille Knudsen, who's got good form, bronze medalist from the World Championships last year, she's just 2 lanes to Alyssa Bull's right, also got away well. But you're absolutely right. The background that many of the paddlers from New Zealand and Australia have in surf lifesaving, well, this is just small chop relative to what they've grown up with.
Absolutely, particularly when it comes to surf lifesaving. Obviously going through the waves and such, but Bully would be in her element right now. She'd be just finding her groove. I mean, she's definitely pushed it out, just watching the way she's taking on her stroke. She definitely wants to squeeze the pressure on the girls and put the others under pressure, knowing what that would feel like with this headwind.
Well, it's a good first quarter from Alyssa Bull, just beginning to pull away from the rest of the field to her left. She'll probably be aware that Esther Rendesi,
yeah, she's actually had a good second 250 here now. She's just found her groove, recoup from that start, and now she just looks like she's just trying to work her way back on Bully.
And that's what the 1,000 metres allows, I suppose, particularly a race like this. Normally you might see 4 minutes, there's going to be more than that in these conditions. And so she's got time to be able to do that. And actually, when we saw the close-up of Esther Rendes, it did remind me slightly of Danuta Kozak in the way that she paddles, really trying to swing the weight around that blade. But she's got a lot of work to do if she's going to get on terms with Alyssa Ball.
See these girls, these conditions are really tough now. This wind's just starting to pick up a little bit stronger as we come into the afternoon. You can see comparatively this morning it wasn't as bumpy and windy, but geez, that is blowing real hard right now.
But it is, I mean, 2 minutes 13 for the halfway split. We're looking at, you know, close to 4.5 minutes for the 1,000 meters, which is a long time for these paddlers. Sort of 20-30 seconds more than we might normally see. But, Bully looking pretty good at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's just managed to get through that first 500. That first 500 was really tough. By the time we get down to the end of this course in the last 200, 250, 300 meters, we are a little bit protected here with the hillside around here, so it does flatten off a little bit. So if you can get through that first 500, 600, put a bit of a gap on the field, you've got a bit of an advantage towards the back end, knowing that it flattens out and the wind's not as strong because it is protected by the hills.
Good point. Quite often the paddlers in 1,000 meters, the start feels so much of a long way away. There's no crowd there. It's often more spread out, and as you said, a little bit more windy. So coming into calmer conditions, supported by the crowd, it's very difficult to see anyone taking this from Alyssa Ball now. She really has got the bit between her teeth, keeping that stroke long and maintaining her form.
Yeah, she'd be feeling the distance between herself and Esther right now. She'd know she'd be just around, but she's just keeping that pressure on. But going through here now, through the last 200 now, she'll be feeling quite confident. She'll probably start to squeeze on the pressure just to make sure she's got it covered. But Esther looks like she's still trying to hang on there and just keep that pressure on.
Yeah, we've got to give a huge amount of respect to Esther Rendes, who didn't get the best of starts. She's the only one who's really tried to challenge Alyssa Ball here. Those two have got a long way ahead of the rest of the field. Alyssa Ball does have clear water now over the Hungarian as she gets to the red boys. An impressive paddle from her. She will be pleased to note that the water has, as you said, calmed down a little bit now, and she can maybe just begin to find a rhythm, step it up once more as she approaches the finish.
Esther's really trying to dig deep. The rate's up a little bit, but it just looks like Bully's just got that gap on her.
Well, Esther Rendes trying to get an overlap on Alyssa Ball, but Alyssa Ball's not going to leave too much of the door open. So Alyssa Ball is the world champion, pushed all the way by Hungary's Esther Rendes, and it is the informed Croatian Ana-Maria Gorgacinovic who takes the bronze medal. And quite often in world championships, the women's 1,000 metres isn't so competitive, but that was
did have a good start. Who knows, she might have chased Bully out and been a lot closer towards the end.
So hopefully we'll get a little interview with Alyssa Ball on the pontoon down there with Ross, as we see the replay there. Gorgacinovic from Croatia going through to take her second medal of this World Championship. Silver in the K-1 500, bronze in the K-1 1000. But at home there, Alyssa Ball delighted with that 4:27. It's a long way, 1,000 meters into the wind. She takes the gold medal. Esther Rendes takes the silver for Hungary, and Ana-Maria Gorgacinovic for Croatia.